Hey everybody, welcome to Progressive Field here in Cleveland. As you can see on the date, this is 2016. This is going to be opening day in Cleveland. It was delayed one day. The original opening day was canceled due to cold weather. So this is their second attempt, or their next attempt at trying the opening day. And their opponent's going to be the Boston Red Sox. And it's going to be payoff pitch baseball, the new 2016 released season, the first of the major game companies to release the 2016 season. And we'll get ready for the starting lineups, starting pitchers, and the first pitch right after this. Okay, our opening day pitching matchup is going to be Corey Kluber going for the Cleveland Indians, and recently acquired David Price making his first start for the Boston Red Sox. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the Red Sox. Leading off and playing in right field is Mookie Betts. Batting second and playing second base is Dustin Pedroia. Batting third and playing at shortstop is Xander Bogaerts. Batting cleanup in his final season is Big Papi, David Ortiz. Batting fifth, playing first base, is Hanley Ramirez. Batting sixth, young left-handed hitting Travis Shaw at third base. Batting seventh, Mr. Utility Everything, Brock Holt. This time he's in left field. Batting eighth and catching is Blake Swihart. And the homeboy, my homeboy, Jackie Bradley. He is from Prince George, Virginia, which is just a stone's throw from where I am right now. And he is patrolling center field for the Red Sox, batting in the ninth position. For the Cleveland Indians, leading off will be the center fielder, Rajai Davis. Batting second at second base is Jason Kipnis. Batting third, young shortstop Francisco Lindor. Batting cleanup, former Red Sox Mike Napoli at first base. Batting fifth and DHing is Carlos Santana. Hitting sixth and catching is Yan Gomes. Batting seventh and playing left field, Marlon Byrd. Batting eighth at third base, Juan Uribe. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Colin Cowgill. So those are your starting lineups. And what I've done here on our little tote board is write down the bullpen and reserves for each team so we know who is available. Cleveland only has one left-hander in the bullpen, that's Ross Detweiler, whereas the Red Sox have two, Tommy Lane and Robbie Ross. And then the rest are right-handers, and there you see the bench players for the Indians and the Red Sox if they're needed. All right, so if they're used, I'll erase them off so we know who is still left to be available. Got our payoff pitch score sheet all ready to go, the dice all ready to go, the charts are all ready to go. Probably the one we use quite a bit is the defensive chart once those rolls come up. We are in Progressive Field, so there are the ballpark effects in case we need to check for wheelhouse, range, or error. So they're all set, and we're all set to go with the first pitch. And it's going to be Mookie Betts stepping in, and he will be facing Corey Kluber, former Cy Young Award winner. And we are ready to go. So in case anybody hasn't seen payoff pitch in a while, I'll go ahead and play the first couple of bats real slow just to get our feet wet again, because I haven't played it in a while. I've been doing some other games, so I want to get back in the groove on this. So, first pitch, what I'm going to do is roll the 2d6s and check Kluber, and then roll the 2d10s. So the 2d6s are a 5, and the 5 means we're in the tough category. So on Kluber, the 2d6s, 2 through 12, determine where you are on the pitcher's card, and the 5 says we are in the tough range. So we go to Mookie Betts. He's facing a right-handed pitcher, and we go to tough, and we're going to be looking in this bracket. 1 to 26 it will be a strikeout. 27 to 30 will be a double. 31 to 43 will be a hit, and anything above 43 will be an out, and it'll be based on this grid down here. But that's all determined by these two D10s. The black D10 I'm going to designate as the 10s, and the white D10 I'm going to designate as the 1s, so this roll would be a 72, not a 27. So we'll go ahead and roll and see what Mookie Betts can do. It's a tough pitch from Kluber. It's a 46. So if we go to Mookie Betts, 46 is above this 43. So we're down here in the out chart, and the 46 falls in the 45 to 52 range which says it's a ground ball to third. So Mookie Betts, it's a ground ball to Juan Uribe, and he makes the play easily for one away. And most at-bats in Payoff pitch are just that simple. Sometimes you do have to go to the charts, but for the most part, for about 75 to 80% of the time, you can get them right off the cards. So next up is Dustin Pedroia. We'll go through the same routine. It's an 11. This time we're under patient. So an 11 says we're under patient. So we can look to patient category versus right-handed pitching, and we're going to look at this bracket here for Pedroia and roll those two D10s. This time it's a 60, 60. So a 60 in the patient, he just missed it because at 59 he would have had a hit, but 60 was just out of range. Come down here to the 60 to 69 bracket, and it's a ground ball to second. So Dustin Pedroia has grounded to Jason Kipnis for out number 2. So quickly 2 up, 2 down for Xander Bogaerts. So he will see if he can do something for the Red Sox. It's a 7. 7, we're under tough again. We're under the tough category on number 7, so checking Bogaerts and see if he can handle this tough pitch. It's a 13. A 1 and a 3, that's a 13. Low numbers in the tough range generally mean a strikeout, but not always, but generally. So we'll go check it out. Tough versus right-handed pitching, 1 to 40 is a strikeout. 13 falls in that category. So Kluber has put a tough one in there. Bogaerts couldn't handle it, and he is retired on strikes. Red Sox go down in order 1, 2, 3. And at the end of a half an inning, it is Boston nothing and Cleveland now coming to bat. So David Price will step onto the rubber, and Rajay Davis will step up to the batter's box. Price is a lefty, so we'll be looking at all the batters versus left-handed pitching. We'll go through the same routine for this top of the first. We'll roll the 2d6s first. Check out Price, see what's going on. It's a 4. Now that's a ballpark. 4 is the ballpark check. So what we're going to check here is the ballpark based on what kind of batter we're having. So Rajay Davis is a right-handed batter, so we're going to look at this right-handed batter. It doesn't matter about the pitcher. It's the batter that's involved. Wheelhouse is 1 to 51. In play is 52 to 99. So we're going to roll a 2d10s rather, and if it falls in a 1 to 51, then that means that pitch has found the wheelhouse. If it's in 52 to 99, that means it's just simply going to be in play. All right, the roll is a 65, so that means we're in play. So we'll go back to Rajay Davis's card against the lefty. Look at his in-play bracket, and it goes 1 to 32. So anything below a 32, he'll get a hit. Anything above 32, and he will be out. And it's a 30. It's a 30, an even 30, an even 30. Now, one caveat in this game that I missed for quite a while, and I finally started reading the instructions a little further. When you roll a 30, or I believe it's 30 through 39, the pitcher's card has a wild pitch range like Kluber. Kluber has 30 to 31. Price just has 30. So since I rolled a 30, had there been someone on base, that would have been a wild pitch. But nobody was on base, so we ignore that and simply go back to our in play. And 30 falls in this 9 to 32 range. So Rajay Davis, even though it wasn't in his wheelhouse, he still managed to get a pitch he liked and drove it for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Rajay Davis. And that brings up Jason Kipnis, a lefty-on-lefty matchup. That's a 5. 5 is tough, so this time Price has put one in the tough category. See if Kipnis can handle it. It's an 18. 18, remember, low numbers and tough generally mean strikeout. We'll check it out to be sure. Right here, tough category versus lefties. 1 to 62 actually would have been a strikeout. So 18 well within that range. So Jason Kipnis is out of there on strikes. So 1 away, and that brings up Francisco Lindor. He's a switch hitter batting right-handed against Price. It's an 8. 8 is in the tough range again, so we found the tough category for Price. He's put another tough one in there. Can Lindor handle it? 32. Tough 32. This was another strikeout because 1 to 34 gives him the strikeout. So Price, a little chagrined and upset about giving up the leadoff single, has come back to strike out Kipnis and Lindor. And now he has to face the former Red Sox, Mike Napoli. Big, strong right-handed hitter. Hit 34 home runs last year. It's a 7. 7 is in play. So he got it in play. And we have a 79, so most likely that's out of range. In play on Napoli only goes to 36. We come down here to 79. It's a 72 to 81, says he flies to center. So Napoli flies out to Jackie Bradley Jr., and the inning is over. So after one complete here at Progressive Field on opening day 2016, it is the Boston Red Sox nothing and the Cleveland Indians nothing. And we'll be right back for inning number 2, and I'll try to play at a more normal pace. Okay, top of the second, Big Papi, David Ortiz is up, and what I'm going to do is go a little bit faster and cut down some of the explanations since we went through the first inning. I think hopefully everybody's caught on for those who haven't seen it in a while or at all. So here is the pitch. It's a 8, which means we're in play. And it's a 53. In play 53 for Ortiz. His in play average only goes to 35. 53 means he cued it off the end of the bat, grounded it to Uribe, and there's one away. So Ortiz is out. And what I can do as well is roll all 4 dice at the same time, which is certainly what a lot of people I think do. So let's see. Let's do that and just separate the two. An 8 is in play, and it's a 43. So it's an in-play 43. In-play 43 again is out of range. 43 comes up as a ground ball back to the pitcher. So Ramirez, little number back to Kluber. And there's 2 away, and the Red Sox have not gotten the ball out of the infield yet. 4 ground balls and a strikeout. Here's Travis Shaw. It's a 10. 10 is tough. So he found the tough category, and it was a 51. A tough 51. Tough 51 is a strikeout because 1 to 58 is the strikeout range. So Kluber, masterful through 2 innings. He has shut down the Red Sox without allowing anything. And it's 0-0 as the Indians now will get their second hacks at David Price. And it'll be Carlos Santana, the DH, to lead off here in the bottom of the second. And we've got a 5. 5 is in the tough range against Price, and it was a 7, a 0-7, so that's red as a 7. And you know, low numbers against tough is most likely a strikeout, which it is. 1 to 24 is a strikeout. So Price picks up strikeout number 2 as he gets Santana for out number 1. And that'll bring up Yan Gomes, the catcher. And we have another low number, 0-8 on the D10s. And we have an 8. 8 is tough. And a low number 8 here. Obviously, another strikeout. So Price is dealing here in the second. 2 up, 2 strikeouts. So let's see what Marlon Byrd can do. Marlon Byrd, we got another low number. We got a 10. And we got a 7. 7 is in play. Now, in play, low numbers are actually usually hits. So in play and a 10 against a lefty. In play 10 against the lefty is going to be a double. So Marlon Byrd, 1 through 15 was a double. He found it. So a 2-out double for Marlon Byrd. And that brings up Juan Uribe with a chance to put the Indians in the lead. And we get a 4 from Price. And that's ballpark. And the result is a 46. So ballpark 46, that falls in the wheelhouse. So we'll roll another D10. 2 D10s to see if Uribe did something with the wheelhouse. Now, his wheelhouse numbers, he needs a 1 to 12 for a homer. He needs a 33 or less to get a hit. And it's an 86, so that's not going to do it. That was a 6 there. 86, that's not going to do it. 86 is actually going to be a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So Uribe missed his pitch. He missed his payoff pitch, or wheelhouse pitch, and it did not work out in his favor. So the Indians threaten with a double from Marlon Byrd, but do not score. We go to the third, and Brock Holt will lead off against Corey Kluber. No one's been able to solve Kluber just yet. Let's see if Brock Holt can do that. We've got a 7 and an 82. A 7 and an 82. A 7 is tough. An 82 is well out of range up there. So we go down here, and it's a ground ball to short. So he grounds to Lindor, and yet another ground ball. Still haven't got the ball out of the infield yet. Here's Blake Swihart. Swihart, a 36 on the 2D10s, and a 6. 6 is tough, and a tough 36 against a right-hander. tough 36 is a 1 through 59. That is a strikeout. So Kluber with strikeout number 3. And that'll bring up the 9th hitter, Jackie Bradley Jr., my homeboy. Come on, Jackie. It's a 20 on the D10s. That was a 0 there. These D10s can move on you. 8. And 8 is in play. 8 is in play, and a 20. That might do something. 20 is a base hit. So Jackie Bradley breaks up the early no-hitter by Kluber with a base hit. And that'll bring up top of the order and Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts. We got a 63 on the D10s and a 4 on the D4s or D6s. 4 is ballpark. 63 is going to be out of range for the wheelhouse. It's simply an in-play. So we're going to roll again for the in-play result off of Mookie Betts. And we get a 24. 24. In-play 24 is a base hit. In-play 24 is a base hit. And now we get over to runner advancement. When there are 2 outs and the runner has a run rating above 6, he automatically takes 2 bases. Jackie Bradley fits that bill. There are 2 outs and he's got a run rating of 7. So Jackie Bradley will go to third on that base hit by Mookie Betts. So the Red Sox with a 2-out rally going here. Runners at the corners and 2 outs for Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia, an 8. An 8 is in play. And it's a 2. A 0-2. That's good news for the Red Sox. In play, number 2 was a double. So a double for Dustin Pedroia. And again, the 2-out runner advancement above a 6 will score on a double. So Mookie Betts runs at an 8. He's very fast. He will score. So it's a 2-run double for Dustin Pedroia. And the Red Sox have grabbed a 2-0 lead after there were 2 outs and nobody on. Kluber thought he was rolling, but the Red Sox had other ideas. Here's Xander Bogaerts with Pedroia at second and 2 outs. It's an 89 on the D10s and a 6. 6 is tough. 89 is going to be way out of range. 89 is going to drop him to a ground ball to short. So he grounds to Lindor to end the inning. But the Red Sox score 2, and we go to the bottom of the third. Red Sox 2, Indians nothing. Leading off for the Indians will be the right fielder Colin Cowgill. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time. He's a former Angel. He only had 12 at-bats on the year. But he was on the opening day lineup, so we're going to go with it. Facing David Price. He had 9 of his 12 at-bats came against lefties, but he didn't get a hit. He struck out 5 times in 9 at-bats. So not a good sign. Oh, we got a 0-0 on the D10s. That's an unusual play. So we got 5 tough, but we pretty much ignore that and go to our rare play chart. And there are 2 rare play charts, or 2 rare play results. There's one for the bases empty and one for runners on base. Since he's leading off the inning, we're on the bases empty chart. And we're going to roll the 2D6s. We're going to re-roll. We're not going to use the original that came with it. We're going to re-roll and check what this thing says over here. So we roll the 2D6s, we get an 8. And 8 says rain delay. Roll 1 D10. If it's 0 to 2, the game is rained out. If it's 3 to 5, it's a lengthy delay. Replace current pitchers. 6 to 9, no effect on game. All right, so since we're doing as played, I'm not sure I want to do that to really wreck my as played stuff here. But in April, that is something that could happen. I certainly don't want to rain the game out because that would be a bummer. So actually, what I think I'm going to do is ignore this because I don't want to take a chance. But just for the fun of it, had I been doing it, let's roll 1 D10 and see what would have happened. It would have been an 8, and an 8 says no effect on game. So there you go. I did it, and it didn't affect the game. So best of both worlds. So we're going to re-roll again. All that means we're going to start all over again with Cowgill. And we get a 9, which on Price is tough. And we get a 98. So a tough 98 is a fly to left. So Cowgill retired on the fly ball to left. And we're back to the top of the order for Rajai Davis. Rajai Davis, a 2 is in play. 2 is in play. And a 51. In play 51 is out of range. 51 is a pop-up to the shortstop. So Rajai Davis popped it right up the chute almost. but it did kind of fade out to the shortstop position where Bogarts made the play for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Jason Kipnis. Kipnis, a 9. A 9 is tough, and we got a 97. So a 97 is going to be a fly to left, and the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Indians here in the bottom of the third. We played 3 complete and survived a potential rain out or rain delay, and it's still the Red Sox 2 and the Indians nothing. And Big Papi, David Ortiz, to lead things off. Ortiz, his first time up, grounded to third. We get a 10. 10 is tough. And we get an 84. Tough 84 is a ground ball to short, so he hits one to Lindor. He's gone opposite way twice, trying to beat the shift, and it has not worked for him. Here's Hanley Ramirez. We got a 8, which is in play, and we have an 85, so that high number is going to produce another ground ball to short. So Lindor being kept busy this inning. 2 grounders to short, 2 outs, and that brings up Travis Shaw. He struck out his first time up. He's got a 66 on the D10s and a 5 on the D6s. 5 is tough. Tough 66 would have been a hit had it been 2 less. He can go up to 64 and get the hit, but didn't happen. 66 is going to be a ground ball to second. Kipnis will handle it, and 3 routine ground outs are the way the Red Sox go in the fourth with nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still Red Sox hanging on to a 2-0 lead, and Francisco Lindor steps in against Mr. Price. Price toughening up with his 2-run lead. Here's Lindor, struck out his first time up. Got a 70 on the D10s and a 6 on the D6s. That's Patient. Patient 70 is a ground ball to second. So it's a grounder to Pedroia, and Lindor is the first out of the inning. All right, here's Mike Napoli, former Red Sox, as I drop one of my D6s. Mike Napoli steps to the plate. Napoli flew to center his first time up. And we got a 93 on the D10s. That's usually not good. 8 is tough. Tough 93 is a fly to left. So Napoli, second fly ball. 2 down for Carlos Santana. A 10. 10 is tough. Just missed the wheelhouse. 10 is tough. 57. Santana against a lefty. Tough 57 only goes to 38. So a 57 is a fly ball to right field to end the inning. And Price has really settled down nicely after having a small hiccup with a couple of hits allowed in the first 2 innings. He has pretty much had his way with the Indians lineup through 4 innings. So we go to the 5th, and it's still 2-0 Red Sox, and Corey Kluber back on the bump to face Brock Holt. Brock Holt grounded to short his first time up. It's a 10. 10 is tough, and it's a 2. You know low numbers are strikeouts, so a 2 is definitely a strikeout. Corey Kluber gets the K on Brock Holt. Here is Blake Swihart. It's a 4. 4 is ballpark, and it's a 56. Swihart is a left-handed batter, and 56 definitely falls in the wheelhouse for Progressive Field. So we're going to roll the 2 D10s and see if Swihart can do something. Now, against anybody, he had no home runs on the year, so his wheelhouse is not going to do very good for him. 1 to 7 is a triple, 8 to 29 is a single. Anything else is an out. It's a 59, so that is an out. 59 says ground ball to second base, so he grounds to Kipnis. So Swihart misses a potential wheelhouse pitch and makes an out. Here's Jackie Bradley. He got the rally going in the 3rd inning with that 2-out single. Not this time, though. 99 on the D10s. 5 is tough. Tough 99 is a fly to left. You roll a 99, I don't care what the pitcher has, you're out. So that's going to do it for the Red Sox. 3 up, 3 down here in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0 in favor of the Red Sox. And that'll bring up catcher Yan Gomes. So Yan Gomes, strikeout victim his first time up. It's an 11. 11 is the wheelhouse, so he is in his wheelhouse, and it's a 2. Wheelhouse and a 2, and that means Yan Gomes just got into one, sends it into the left field bleachers, and cut the lead to 2-1 in just an eyelash. So a solo shot makes it a 2-1 ball game. And here's Marlon Bird. Marlon Bird, a 6. 6 is patient, and it's a 31. So patient and a 31 against a lefty is going to be a walk. So Marlon Bird, walk. So he's on base with nobody out. It's almost like a leadoff walk. Here is Juan Uribe, grounded to short his first time up. Uribe, a 3. 3 is in play, and it's an 81. 3 and an 81. So an 81 is a ground ball to short. Now we need to check for a double play. And the way you do that is you take the two D6s, combine them, and in this case it's 3, it adds up to 3, and then compare that against the double play rating of both the pitcher and the batter. And if this number is less than both, it has to be less than or equal to both, then it's a double play. Well, in this case, Price is an 8, Uribe is an 8, the two D6s were a 3, so ipso facto, that's a double play, 6-4-3. And just like that, 2 quick outs as Uribe grounds into the twin killing. And that'll bring up Colin Cowgill with 2 outs and the bases empty. It's a 5, which is tough, and an 85. Tough 85 is a ground ball to short. So another ground ball to short that Bogaerts handles to end the inning. But Cleveland does get on the board thanks to the solo home run by Yan Gomes. And after 5 complete, it is the Red Sox 2 and the Indians 1. Corey Kluber back on the mound. Corey Kluber has a fatigue rating of 7, and Price has a fatigue rating of 8, in case you're curious. So they can certainly go a couple more innings without worrying about tiring. Here's Mookie Betts. Although on opening day, the teams usually kind of don't try to extend them too far, especially on a cold day in April. So we'll see how it goes. Here is Betts against Kluber. It's a 7. 7 is tough, and it's a 66. Tough 66 is going to be a ground ball to second. It's a grounder to Kipnis, and Betts is retired to start the 6th. Here's Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia, a 5. 5 is tough, and it's an 89. So a tough 89, well out of range, is another ground ball to short that Lindor will handle. A lot of ground balls thrown by Kluber today. Here is Xander Bogaerts with 2 outs and the bases empty. And we get a 42 on the D10s and an 8 on the D6. 8 is in play. In play, 42 is just out of range. He had to get a 38 or less. So 42 says he's going to pop it up to the first baseman, Mike Napoli. So pop up to Napoli will end the inning. Nothing doing for the Red Sox here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. They cling to a 2-1 lead. And Rajai Davis, top of the order for the Indians, steps to the plate against Mr. Price. We get a 6. 6 is patient. And we get a 16. Patient 16. Most likely it's going to be a walk, and it is. So a leadoff walk to Rajai Davis, and he is definitely a threat to steal. On the season, Rajai Davis stole 43 bases. So let's look at the stolen base options that are in the game. There is an optional jump chart, so I'm going to try to use that and see if that adds a little realism to the game rather than just saying, hey, go ahead and steal. So what we're going to do here is look at the steal rating for Rajai Davis. He has a steal rating of 7. So a steal rating of 7 means we're in this bracket right here. And then we're going to roll, let's see here. Make sure I'm looking at this correctly. I believe we're going to roll the 2. You know what? Since I'm unfamiliar with this particular jump chart, let me pause the video, get it straight, and I'll come right back and explain. Okay, I believe I'm doing this correctly now that I've read up on it. All right, we're going to combine the steal rating of the batter and the throw rating of the catcher to determine whether or not he gets a jump. So let's see what we've got here. And wait a minute, that says hold rating of the pitcher. All right, so we got a hold rating for Price of a 3. So he's a 3 hold rating. Davis is a 7 steal rating. 7 steal rating, and a 3 hold rating. So if we roll the 2d10s and get a 34 or less, he attempts. If he gets a 34 to 44, he will attempt with a poor jump. And if it's 45 or higher, he will have to hold. So hopefully I'm doing that correctly. Let's see here. It's a 22, so he's going to get the jump because that falls into the 0 to 34 range. So he will get the jump. So now we can go to our standard charts without having to do anything else as far as getting jumps. And we'll look at the stolen base chart, stealing. And what we're going to do is combine the steal rating of the runner and the throw rating of the catcher. Now the throw rating of the catcher is a number. The steal rating of the batter is a letter. So the steal rating for Rajai Davis is a B. He is a B stealer. And Swihart has a 3 arm. So we look for B3. And B3 falls in this little column right here. There's the B3. So 1 to 2, if we roll a 1 to 2 on the 2d10s, which is very rare, it'll be drop, which means that we're checking for an infielder's error on the throw. If it's a 3 to 12, the stolen base is good, plus there could be an error on the catcher. If it's 13 to 26, he's going to get caught stealing. If it's 27 or higher, he will make it. So he's got a really good chance to make it here. So we're looking for, to be safe, we're looking for a 27 or higher. And he did get it. It's a 92. So Rajai Davis, I'm sorry about that not being as clean as I would have liked, but I wanted to make sure I was doing it correctly because I haven't played this game in a while, obviously, particularly using the jump chart. So hopefully I did that correctly. If anybody watching saw a blatant error there, please let me know. But I'm going to call it the way I see it, and I see it as Rajai Davis being a successful steal. So he is on second base with nobody out for Jason Kipnis as the Indians try to tie the ball game. It's a 7, which is in play, and a 90. An in play 90. In play 90 is a ground ball to short. So on a ground ball to short, Davis is going to have to hold with the play right in front of him. So he is out, and I'm not even going to check a chart on that. That's just, to me, basic baseball logic. But if we wanted to check the chart, I guess you could do that. And look at the out chart on a roll of 7, I guess it is. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about that because that's just basic baseball logic. He did not advance. All right, here's Lindor. You don't want to make the first out at third base, so they're not even going to take the chance. All right, here is Lindor. We got an 8. 8 is tough, and a 34. Tough 34 against the lefty Price is a strikeout. Had he been facing a right-hander, he would have gotten a base hit. But since he's facing the lefty, it is a strikeout. So Price, with a huge strikeout of Lindor, keeps Davis at second base with 2 outs for Mike Napoli. He's had 2 long fly balls in this game. It's a 99. He's not going to do anything but another fly ball now. 9 is tough. 99 is a fly to left. So his third fly out of the ball game. And that's going to do it. The walk and stolen base do not come back to bite the Red Sox. They keep it where it is, 2-1 as we go to the 7th. And Corey Kluber now is in his fatigue inning of 7. So if he gets in any sort of trouble, the bullpen is going to be loosening very quickly. And with some lefties coming up, you could see Ross Detweiler, their only lefty, coming up. So let's see. First of all, though, it's David Ortiz to lead off. He's 0 for 2. Ortiz, a 3 is defense. So we get a defensive check. 3 is defense, and we get a 17. So we go to our defensive chart, and we either check range or error based on the 2d10s, which is a 17. 17 says we're checking the range of the third baseman Uribe. So we use the ballpark card for that. And Uribe has a range rating of A. He's the best range there is. So he's got very good range, which means the 2d10s have to be a 1 to 22 to be a hit. Anything else is going to be an out. And then what we're going to check for on the out as well is whether or not it's a ground ball or a pop out, something like that. So I'm going to roll all 4 dice, but we're mainly looking at the 2d10s to make sure they're above 22. And they are. It's a 75, so he made the play. The 2d6s are a 6. So when you look at the out for a third baseman and a 6, that's a ground ball, GB. So it's a ground ball. It was not a pop-up. It was simply a ground ball to Uribe. And that's the third ground ball to the opposite side that Ortiz has had today. He's trying to fight the shift, and it's not working for him. He may just have to pull one, get it in the air. All right, here's Ramirez. It's a 9. 9 is patient. 9 is going to be patient, and it's a 35. 9 and a 35 patient. Patient 35 is a walk. So Hanley Ramirez, 1 out walk. And the Cleveland bullpen is stirring. And here's Travis Shaw. Travis Shaw, 2 lefties coming up with Shaw and Holt. With Detweiler loosening in the bullpen. 6 is tough, and 62. A tough 62. Tough 62 is going to be a base hit. 61 to 64. That is a base hit for Travis Shaw. Runner advancement, when it's off a tough, you get 1 base, and that's it. I think if there are 2 outs, it might override that, but there's only 1 out, so Ramirez will stop at second base. And that'll bring up Brock Holt. And that's going to be it for Corey Kluber. They're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen. With the lefty, actually a whole bunch of lefties coming up. Holt, Swihart's a switch hitter, and Bradley Jr. is a lefty. So they're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen and bring in Ross Detweiler. That's going to be all for Kluber. We'll be right back to introduce the new pitcher and talk about the results for Kluber. Okay, Kluber's day is done, so new pitcher is Ross Detweiler. He was actually with the Oakland set because he got traded to Oakland later in the year, or was released and was sent to Oakland. So he did most of his pitching with Oakland, but he did pitch relief on opening day, so he was on the roster for opening day for Cleveland. So he's in there. Kluber, 6 1/3, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 4. So far he's given up 2 runs, but the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. So that could be inherited runners, could score. And we'll come over to our tote board, and with Ross Detweiler being used, we'll go ahead and take him out of the equation as to who Cleveland has left in their bullpen or on their bench. Almost kind of erase Chamberlain there, but we'll keep him set. And they're going to have a righty in the bullpen, loosening right behind Detweiler, and it's going to be Zach McAllister. So Zach McAllister, the righty, is in the bullpen in case Detweiler struggles. All right, so Detweiler is going to face Brock Holt, and why is that big with a lefty against Brock Holt? Against left-handed pitching, Brock Holt hit 103, and against right-handed pitching, he hit 279. Not sure it's coming into focus very well, but 103 versus lefty, 279 against the righties. So we'll see if he can do something. 2 on, 1 out against Detweiler. And we've got a 4, which is tough. So we found the tough category for Detweiler, and a 12. Tough 12 against the lefty is a strikeout. So Detweiler comes in, and at least on the first batter he faces, he does the job. Gets out number 2. And now he's got to face the switch-hitting catcher, Blake Swihart. Swihart hit 800 against lefties. He was 2 for 5. With 2 walks. All right, it's an 8. An 8 is tough, so Detweiler found his tough category again. And a 95, so a tough 95 is a fly to left. And the inning is over. So we can close the book on Kluber, just allowing those 2 runs. 7th inning stretch time, and we will stretch with them. It is the Red Sox 2 and the Indians 1. All right, bottom of the 7th. David Price, as I said, his fatigue goes to the 8th inning. But should he run into any trouble, Koji Urahara is loosening in the Red Sox bullpen, just in case Price runs into any difficulties. He'll be facing Carlos Santana to lead off the bottom of the 7th. It is a 3, which is in play, and a 26. In play, 26 against a lefty for Santana is a base hit. So Carlos Santana, a leadoff single. And now you got Yan Gomes. This is a big at-bat here because Gomes took Price deep last time, and I think Price wants a piece of Gomes here. Let's see, it's a 6, but it's patient. He's going to walk him because it's a patient, and it's a 0-1, so that is a walk. So a walk to Yan Gomes. 2 on, nobody out, and Koji Urahara warming up a little bit more fervently. Here is Marlon Byrd. Marlon Byrd steps to the plate. That's a 4, which is ballpark, but it's an 86, so we are in play. So Marlon Byrd has an in-play check. and it's a 67. In play 67, which is well out of range. So a 67 is a ground ball to second. And with the 2d6s being a 4, that is going to be a double play because that's well under the double play range on both batter and pitcher. So 67 was a grounder to second. Pedroia is going to flip over to Bogarts, who throws over to Ramirez, and that is a 4-6-3 double play, and that was huge. 2 outs. Santana does move to third as the tying run, and that brings up Juan Uribe. So it's up to Juan Uribe to get something going here for the Indians. It's an 8, and an 8 is tough, and a 49. Tough 49 against a lefty. He just missed it. 42 to 48 would have been a single, but the 49 drops him down here to a ground ball to Travis Shaw at third. Flips over to Ramirez, and the inning is over. Price pitches out of it. And through 7, we have the score: Boston 2, Cleveland 1. Top of the 8th, Jackie Bradley leading things off, a lefty, so that's why Detweiler's still going to be in there. But this is the last batter Detweiler's going to face because we go to some right-handers after that, and Zach McAllister, who's been loosening the bullpen, will be coming in for the Indians. But right now it's Detweiler against Bradley. And we got a 2. A 2 is in play, and a 33. So Bradley in play against a lefty is a base hit. So Jackie Bradley, leadoff single, and that's going to do it for Detweiler. So we'll be right back with the pitching change. All right, Zach McAllister is now in. Can't close the book on Detweiler. 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit and got a strikeout, but Jackie Bradley is his responsibility, so we can't put anything in the run column yet. So leading off, or facing now against McAllister, is the righty Mookie Betts. Righty on righty matchup. Jackie Bradley, he's not going to try to steal. They're going to go ahead and let Mookie Betts hit. It's a 12. 12 is tough. 12 is tough. And it's a 49. Tough 49 against a right-hander. Just misses the hit range. So 49 comes down to a ground ball to the third baseman. But that 12 is well above their double play rating. Normally it's a fielder's choice, but the rules say if the 2d6s are an 11 or a 12, it means the runner advances and the batter is out. So Mookie Betts is going to be out 5-3 as Uribe threw to first. But Bradley getting a good jump will get to second base. It ends up being like a sacrifice in so many terms. So here's Pedroia. Pedroia, a 4, which is patient, and a 41. Patient 41 for Pedroia against a righty is a double for Pedroia, and that will score Jackie Bradley. And the Red Sox, on a second double of the game by Pedroia, have taken a 3-1 lead. Close the book on Detweiler. That run is charged to him. Red Sox up now 3-1. And here is Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts, a 5. Oh, that was a 0. A 5 on the D10s and an 8. 8 is in play. In play, number 5 is another double. So back-to-back doubles as Bogaerts gets in on the act. He doubles in Pedroia. And it's now a 4-1 Red Sox lead. And the bullpen for the Indians starting to loosen again. Here's Ortiz, 0 for 3. It's a 10. That's ballpark. 10 is ballpark. 54. 54 is going to be in the wheelhouse. So he put one in Ortiz's wheelhouse. Will he miss it? He will not. It's a 26. That's a 2-run home run for Big Papi. And McAllister has just lost it here and blown this thing wide open and given up everything. 2-run shot for Ortiz, and that's going to be it for McAllister. They can't take him any longer. He just did not get the job done whatsoever. So Ortiz with a 2-run shot, 4 runs for the Red Sox. They now lead at 6-1. And facing 4 batters, he gave up hits to 3 of them, including that big home run to Ortiz. So not a good day for McAllister. They're going to bring in Jabba Chamberlain. So Jabba Chamberlain is now in. So with Chamberlain coming in, we will knock off McAllister from his not very memorable performance, and we'll take Chamberlain out of there. So that's who they have left in their bullpen. Of course, the Red Sox have their full complement because Price is still in the game. So McAllister is out, and Jabba Chamberlain is going to be in. So Jabba Chamberlain just had his card a second ago, and now I can't find it. Patience, 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 folks. I know I just had it. I was just looking at it. There he is. Okay. Got him. There he is. Jabba Chamberlain. There he is. Made a mess of everything looking for it, but sometimes that happens when you're doing a video. So, probably should have paused, but that's alright. Nothing wrong with a little disorganization here. Alright, especially playing one-handed. That makes it even harder. Alright, here's Hanley Ramirez. He's going to be the first batter to face Jabba Chamberlain. And we get a 86 and a 6. So a 6 is patient, but 86 is going to take it way out of range. 86 is a ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Lindor for out number 2. And we'll go to Travis Shaw. And by the way, Koji has stopped warming up. They're going to warm up one of their lesser relievers since they have a 6-1 lead now. Here's Travis Shaw. 6 is patient, 65. Patient, 65 for Travis Shaw. And he gets plunked. 65 is his hit by the pitch number. So you wonder if Jabba came out to send a message. He just plunks Travis Shaw. I don't know what Travis Shaw ever did to Chamberlain, but he plunked him. Here's Brock Holt. And 8 is tough. Tough 28. Tough 28. Jabba says, fine, I'll strike out the next guy. Which he does. Brock Holt actually has the hat trick today with 3 strikeouts. One of the few Red Sox not faring well in this game, but they pick up 4 spot here in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We have a new pitcher for the Red Sox as they lead 6-1. All right, bottom of the 8th. Get the final line on David Price. A fine opening day performance for him. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits. Only gave up 1 run, which was the solo homer to Gomes. Walked 3, struck out 5. And the new pitcher is right-hander Matt Barnes. He will be in for the Red Sox. Leading off is scheduled to be Colin Cowgill, but he is being called back, and Tyler Naquin is going to pinch hit for Cowgill and take over in right field in the 9th. So Tyler Naquin steps to the plate as a pinch hitter against Matt Barnes. It's a 12, and Barnes just found Naquin's wheelhouse. So it's a 65 for Naquin on the wheelhouse. 65 is going to be a base hit, 53-81. So Tyler Naquin with a pinch hit single, and of course he will stay in to play right field in the 9th. Here's Rajai Davis. And believe me, if Barnes starts to struggle, they will go back to Koji Uehara. So it's a 3, which is ballpark. 97, that's going to be an in-play. So Davis will get an in-play check. And that's a 16. That's still going to be a base hit. 16 in-play is a single. It's a single. So Naquin will hold because they're down 5-1. They're not going to take any chances on the base pass. When you're down by 5 runs, you see if you can get a big at bat here, a big bop. Here's Jason Kipnis. It's an 11. An 11 is ballpark, and it's a 3. So that is definitely in the wheelhouse for Kipnis. And it's a 51. Wheelhouse 51 is a base hit to a single, and any wheelhouse at bat is a 2-base advancement by default. So Naquin will score. And Davis goes to third. Runners are at the corners, and the Boston bullpen is frantically loosening again as Barnes is running into issues. We're going to have Koji Uehara loosening again, more fervently this time to get ready faster. He's already warmed up once, so it shouldn't take him long. Here's Lindor. Runners at the corners and nobody out. It's a 7. 7 is tough, and it's a 54. So a tough 54 is out of range for a hit. 54 is a ground ball to third, and it's a 7 on the 2D6s. Double play rating for Barnes is a 7. Double play rating for Lindor is an 8. So that is a good double play. A good double play. That will go 5, 4, 3 around the horn. Rajai Davis will score, but the Red Sox will gladly trade that run for the 2 outs you get with a double play. And now there's 2 outs and bases empty in a 6-3 ball game. And that'll bring up Napoli. 2 outs and the bases empty. It's a 10. 10 for Barnes is in play. And we've got a 10. So an in play 10 is going to be a base hit for Napoli. And that's going to be all for Barnes. I'm not sure they want to go much further with him. He has really not done well in this game. He's given up 2 runs already. So we're going to have a pitching change as Koji Urahara is going to come in and try to wrap up this 8th inning for the Red Sox. Okay, Barnes definitely struggled. He gave up 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning, which is the same amount of hits that Price gave up in his whole 7 innings. He's given up 2 runs, but Napoli on first is his responsibility. So can't close the book just yet. No walks, no strikeouts. And Koji Urahara is in to face Carlos Santana. You have a 6-1 lead. You figure bringing a lesser pitcher to save your bullpen. Save the better guys for later, but it didn't work out that way. Here is Santana. It's a 9. 9 is tough, and it's a 61. Tough 61 is out of range. 61 is a ground ball to second. Pedroia will handle, and the inning is over. So the Indians strike for 2 to cut the lead to 6-3. We go to the 9th here in Cleveland. All right, top of the 9th, Blake Swihart to lead things off. Jobber Chamberlain still in there. He only faced 3 batters last inning, so he's going to stick with Jobber Chamberlain. With Swihart, it's a 5 on the D10s and a 6. 6 is patient, and a 5 is a walk. So Swihart leads off the 9th with a walk. The Red Sox holding a 3-run lead. Looking possibly to add to that. Here's Jackie Bradley. It's an 8. 8 is tough, and it's a 15. Tough and a 15 is a strikeout. So Jobber Chamberlain gets the strikeout. Here's Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, a 79 on the D10. It's an 8 on the D6. Tough 79. 79 is a fly ball to center field. So Mookie Betts will fly out to the center fielder Rajai Davis for second out of the inning. That brings up Dustin Pedroia. And Koji Urahara only faced 1 batter last inning, so he's going to stick around to potentially see if he can earn a save. If he can't, Craig Kimbrell is warming in the bullpen. Here's Pedroia. 6 is patient, and a 12. 6 and a 12 is a walk. So Pedroia, second walk of the inning by Jobber Chamberlain, and that'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts. It's a 12. 12 is ballpark, and it's a 71. So the ballpark 71 is going to be in play. So Bogaerts will have an in-play role. It's a 90. 90 in play is a fly to left. Inning is over, so we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, and actually, the Red Sox are going to go ahead and bring Kimbrell in right now. It's a 6-3 ball game, so he would qualify for a save. Koji did his job, got the 1 batter out that he had to face. But Kimbrell trying to start the 2016 season on a good note. Will come in and see if he can't hold on to this 3-run lead. He'll be facing Yan Gomes, Marlon Byrd, and Juan Uribe to start the 9th, or bottom of the 9th. Here's Yan Gomes against Craig Kimbrell. It's a 7, so Kimbrell 7 is tough. And it's a 62, a tough 62. Boy, he just missed it. Kimbrell got lucky here, as Yan Gomes' base hits go up to 61 in the tough category, but it wasn't 62. 62 means it's a ground ball to Pedroia for out number 1. All right, here's Marlon Byrd. So Marlon Byrd. It's a 3. 3 is ballpark on Kimbrell, and it's a 5, so that's definitely in the wheelhouse. So Marlon Byrd has found a wheelhouse check, and it's a 59. So a 59 against righties is going to just be a single. Nothing dramatic, just a single from Marlon Byrd. but it's a hit, so it keeps things going for the Indians, and that brings up Juan Uribe. Juan Uribe. We got an 8. 8 is tough on Kimbrel, and an 86. Tough 86 is a ground ball to short. Could be 2. The D6 is an 8, and the double play rating for Kimbrel is 8. Double play rating for Uribe is an 8. That is going to be a 6-4-3 game-ending double play. Bogarts to Pedroia to Ramirez to end the ball game, and the Red Sox win here on opening day by the final score of 6-3. Be right back with the totals. All right, we'll check the totals, and they're kind of interesting. For the Red Sox, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Cleveland Indians, 3 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. So you think, okay, how did Cleveland get more hits than Boston but still lose? Well, out of the 7 hits, Boston got 7 hits in just 2 innings. They got 3 in the 3rd when they scored 2 runs, and they got 4 in the 8th when they scored the 4 runs. Other than that, those 2 innings, they did not get a hit. So that is why. Winning pitcher, David Price, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a very solid inning. Kimbrel pitches a scoreless 9th to pick up the save. And Corey Kluber pitched well, but takes the loss, as the Indians were unable to come back from a 2-1 deficit when he left the ball game. Stars of the game offensively, well, Ortiz had the 3-run homer in the 8th, and that kind of put the game away. It was only a 2-1 game at that point. I'm sorry, it was a 3-1 game at that point, but still very much in doubt. When Ortiz hit that 3-run homer, that kind of, put a stop to any thoughts of the Indians coming back, although they did score 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. But so without that 3-run homer, it would have been a 3-3 ball game. So we'll give Ortiz the offensive star of the game and Price the pitching star of the game. So that's going to do it from here. And in case you were curious, if the lighting looks a little different here in this last inning, it's because I played the first 8 innings in the daytime, and then I had to stop and I come back and record the 9th here in the evening. Just something came up, so I had to stop. And so if you're curious as to why the lighting is different, that's the reason. But anyway, I can, put this together to make it one seamless video, so that won't be any problem. So that's going to do it from here. Final score, Red Sox 6, Indians 3, payoff pitch baseball. Need to get back to that game a little more. Maybe I will now, since the 2016 season is out for this game, and it's not out for the other. I'm not going to count History Maker because that's kind of a different game, but it's not out for Stratomatic or for Replay Baseball just yet. So payoff pitch out of the big 3, and same with, Status Pro it's out, but you got to print everything. So really this is the first one that really is out there ready to go. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful time playing whatever game you choose to play, and I'll catch everybody down the road.